Lakers, welcome to our COVID-19 update here in our community. We usually do this update either on Mondays and Thursdays. The reason we didn't do it yesterday, we had committee meetings that were meeting virtually, so we weren't able to do it yesterday. But we're doing it today, Friday, so instead of doing Mental Health Thursdays on yesterday, we're doing it today because we want to make sure that that discussion continues moving forward. I'm joined by our town manager, Ed Peterman, and Lindsay from Meraki Wellness and Healing. So we want to make sure that conversation keeps going forward. I know that everybody saw the huge spike in coronavirus numbers here in our communities in Florida. But one thing I continue to urge everybody is, yes, it is, those numbers are huge. Make sure you keep wearing your mask every time you go out, you go visit somewhere. But start diving into the data. There is a lot of from ICU beds to people getting discharged from the hospital. Yesterday there were more folks discharged from the hospital from COVID than via intake, which those are important numbers. So make sure when you talk about coronavirus and all that you look at that data, because it is publicly available, and I think it's so important to keep looking at specifically not just the large numbers, but getting deeper into that discussion, which I think is so important. And we'll talk about our community specific numbers right now in a second with our town manager. And one thing that I'm starting to see, and I think we all see, is the impact that COVID-19 is having on wellness, on mental health, right? That is a real impact. I know there was a poll conducted maybe 2, 3, 4 weeks ago that stated that 50% of Americans had stated that their mental health was being impacted by COVID-19. And that is so important that we focus in and we start having those discussions. Specifically, you could only imagine how kids are being impacted by this, right? Kids right now would be in summer camps having a great time, enjoying their friends, playing outside, and they've had already close to 4 months of to a certain extent, social isolation. So we do know, and I'm sure Lindsay's going to talk about that in a bit, the impact that not only adults are having and our seniors, but specifically our kids, because that big change in their life, we know that could be drastic for them. Bienvenido a nuestra discusión de 2 veces a la semana aquí en la ciudad. Usualmente lo tenemos el lunes y los jueves, pero esta semana lo estamos haciendo el viernes para hablar del problema que estamos teniendo como una sociedad con la salud mental. Y también estamos hablando de las estadísticas aquí en nuestra comunidad. Hoy los números de coronavirus en el estado subieron por muchos números, estamos mirando eso. Lo que yo le estoy pidiendo a las personas también, que miren los números pequeños, obviamente lo que está pasando en los hospitales local, lo que está pasando en la comunidad, cuántas personas están entrando a los hospitales, cuántos están saliendo. Por tener un ejemplo, ayer mismo salieron más personas del hospital del coronavirus que ya se mejoraron, salieron más que entraron ayer. Pero esos números cambian todos los días y esos números están, que los tenemos nosotros, los números, pero están en el website del condado. Son unos números bien importantes y vamos a tener la discusión hoy, la conversación de la salud mental. Sabemos hace unos meses que más que 50% de americanos están diciendo que el coronavirus le está impactando su salud mental. Obviamente los adultos, las personas mayores, pero los muchachos, no se está hablando suficientemente lo que está pasando con nuestros hijos y los muchachos. Imagínate, ya son cerca de 4 meses que la vida les ha cambiado tan difícil y tan rápido, porque en este momento ya empezó el verano, usualmente todos los muchachos por todos lugares, en los campamentos, disfrutando y eso, pero la vida ha cambiado tanto, los detalles los tenemos que enfocar en eso. Yo sé que Lindsay va a estar hablando de eso en unos momentos, pero de hablar de aquí, de nuestra comunidad específicamente, tenemos un administrador que va a hablar en este momento. Now for our town manager, I'm going to hand it over to him so he can talk to you specific as to what's happening here in Miami Lakes, what we're going to see in the future, some changes that happened today at DBPR, the Department of Professional and Business Regulation here in the state of Florida, and those things going on. So, Mr. Manager?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to talk specifically about the town of Miami Lakes. The state report that was issued this morning indicates that 103 people, Miami Lake residents, have now tested positive for the coronavirus. That is a number that obviously we're going to see continually go up. Part of that is as a result of increased testing. The mayor alluded to a moment ago about the big spike in number of cases positive statewide. The number was almost 9,000. So it's almost double what the previous record was. So it was almost 9,000 people. But one thing that you have to look at is that over 71,000 people were tested, right? So the previous number had been like 50,000 tested people. So 71,000 is the largest number of people that were tested in one day. So as a result, we had the largest number of positive results. The percentage of people tested versus people positive was about 13%, right? Which is what we've been seeing over the last couple weeks. What we want to do is make sure that everybody, now also another thing is that the age of the people testing positive are younger. More people are testing positive, but fewer people are getting severely sick. So that's one little bit of a silver lining in this in the numbers, is that the younger age people, fewer of them are getting severely sick where they have to be hospitalized, and that's why, as the mayor stated, we still have a large capacity of hospital and ICU beds in our hospitals. So, le quería empezar por decir que el número de casos positivos en el estado, en la ciudad de Miami Lakes, hoy es 103. Eso fue reportado por el estado esta mañana. Eso también hemos visto que hoy fue el número más alto estatalmente de casos positivos. Fue casi 9,000 personas probaron positivo hoy con las pruebas que se hicieron ayer. Pero también hay que ver que más de 71,000 personas hicieron la prueba ayer, que es el número más alto de personas que han tomado el examen ese para el coronavirus. Eso es relativo, pero también estamos viendo que muchas más personas saliendo positivos son gente más joven. No, el porcentaje de gente que se están comprobando positivo, que necesitan ingresarse en el hospital y recibir tratamiento intenso, son menos. Por esa razón todavía tenemos capacidad en nuestros hospitales y los salones de intensive care. Quería decir eso, pero tenemos que también recordar, tenemos que seguir, aunque sean la gente joven que se están comprobando positivo, esa gente joven, aunque no se enferman ellos, le puede pasar el virus a sus padres, a sus abuelos, a sus tíos. Hay que seguir, la gente joven, la gente de media edad, la gente anciana, seguir poniéndose las máscaras para estar seguro que todo sin peligro.
Thank you, Mr. Manager. Now, getting into Mental Health Friday, I was going to ask Lindsay, to really delve into an impact that I'm seeing. I mean, really, the coronavirus, COVID-19, the pandemic has had such an impact on our society, not only economically, but really on the mental health sector. I think it's a real for the mental health industry, this pandemic, right? Because I'm seeing, just myself, I mean, a lot of times you could just open up social media and sometimes you see people acting out and stuff. I mean, just talk to folks. I know quoting Councilman Collazo, sorry to but I do quoting Councilman Collazo, it is okay to feel anxious. It is okay to be afraid. This is unknown. This is a novel virus. So, handing it off to
Thank you so much. So, good afternoon, Miami Lakes. I am Lindsay Wallach. I'm the owner of Meraki Wellness and Healing. And just to touch base and finish off on what Mayor Randy was discussing is that I wanted to share with you guys today is Mental Health America. They are a nonprofit organization and they did a free, or they're currently still doing free mental health screenings online. that you can take in the privacy of your own home. And what they found based on their results for May of this past month is that 88,000 more people have reported that they are experiencing some sort of anxiety or depression due to the COVID pandemic. Out of 112,000 people that took this free screening online. And out of this amount of people, 21,000 people reported, those that were experiencing some sort of depression, they were feeling suicidal thoughts. So absolutely, this pandemic is really taking a toll on all of us. If you're feeling that you're suffering from some sort of anxiety or depression, you can take this free online. I'm going to share the website with all of you. It's called mentalhealthamerica.org, mhanational.org as well. And they are providing this free health screening. You can go online, you can take it. And then I also want to share with you guys another free resource, which is SAMHSA. It's SAMHSA.org. And they have all the phone numbers, free resources. You can find any centers that are located near you, wherever you live. You can type in your zip code and you can find centers like mine, community mental health centers in your community that also take insurance for those of us that are struggling with unemployment as well. They take insurance. You can narrow it down to whatever it is that you're feeling. And also, I wanted to share the information for NAMIMiami.org. They are an organization here in Miami that also provide free resources. And if you are feeling or have any thoughts of suicide, we urge you, to call 211, and that is the switchboardmiami.org hotline, and also the Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And I'm going to give that phone number. It's 800-SUICIDE. 800-273-8255. So we are seeing these numbers increase. Our nation is suffering from a mental health crisis. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to get help. We just want you to know you can contact our center directly, Meraki Wellness and Healing, and you'll find our contact information on the comments. Or you can reach out to the town, Miami Lakes here. We'll be able to provide the number for these free resources. There is help, and like he mentioned, for our children, for our kids as well. This has been a big impact on them. So we want you to know that these resources do exist, that you can call, that you can reach out, and we're here to help. Thank you. Oh, and in Spanish. Buenas tardes. Yo soy Lindsay, la dueña de Meraki Wellness and Healing. Somos un centro de salud mental aquí en Miami Lakes. Lo quería compartir más o menos son unos números y unas frases que salieron ahora en mayo, conducidas por la organización de Mental Health America. Ellos hicieron un free salud mental screening gratis por el internet, y basado en esos números que ellos tomaron de 112,000 personas que tomaron el examen, 88,000 personas reportaron que están sufriendo de ansiedad o depresión adicional a los números previamente, y de esa misma población 21,000 han dicho que están sintiendo depresión y han tenido alguna ideación de suicidio. Entonces el propósito de hoy para nosotros es de dar información, que sí hay ayuda, que hay sitios que pueden coger resources gratis, información gratis. Por ejemplo, tenemos aquí la organización de NAMI, ellos son namimiami.org. También la línea de 211, que es la línea de switchboardmiami.org, donde pueden llamar y ellos les pueden ofrecer servicios gratis o referirnos a centros en la comunidad como el mío. También está la línea de prevención de suicidio, que es 1-800-SUICIDIO, 1-800-273-8255. Pueden encontrar algún centro que esté cerca de ustedes a través de la página de web SAMHSA, samhca.gov, y ahí también pueden encontrar otros centros como el mío para aquellos que estén sufriendo en este momento por crisis de trabajo. También aceptamos seguros, aceptamos Medicaid, para que estos servicios sean accesibles para todo el mundo en este momento. Y también para los niños que también están sufriendo mucho, que no se está hablando lo suficiente de cómo ellos están tomando esta crisis en este momento. Muchas gracias.
So Lindsay, one of the other stats that I saw that was eye-opening to me was that more than about a third of Americans have showed clinical signs of depression and anxiety since the beginning of the pandemic.
Correct.
I mean, to me, that is mind-boggling. Para hablar un poquito en español, más que un tercio de la población americana ha enseñado síntomas de depresión o ansiedad desde el principio del coronavirus. Es tan importante trabajar con profesionales como Lindsay que están dando su servicio gratuito, ¿verdad?
Tenemos muchos recursos gratuitos para la gente y también aceptamos seguros y estamos trabajando con la comunidad para que estos servicios a la que la gente realmente necesita los puedan adquirir.
So if you can't afford mental health services, if you don't have insurance, they're not going to turn you away. They are going to help you. So make sure that you reach out, because those stats, to see the amount of people in our society, in our community. I mean, you could only imagine a third of Miami Lakes residents is about 11,000 people. 11,000 people, meaning there are people right on our block, maybe right next to us, maybe ourselves, so that's why it's so important, especially a lot of times, it's important just to listen to people. I do it every day. I mean, there's times where I just pick up the phone, my town phone, and I just listen to folks vent and this and that. It's so important that we just talk to people, we listen, become good listeners as a society, as a community, because you don't know what your neighbor might be going through. We know because of COVID, there are a lot of emotions, a lot of anxieties, a lot of fears going on. So thank you, Lindsay, for speaking. And just as a reminder, if you can't afford mental health services, if you don't have the insurance, they will not be turning you away. There are professionals here willing and able to help you. Clara, so any questions on YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook? So there are no questions today. We'll give you guys about another minute to chime in. And just a reminder what the manager was talking about. Yeah, the big news obviously was the amount of people that have been diagnosed with coronavirus. But that we know there was how many people got tested?
Over 71,000.
Over 71,000 people were tested. 9,000 and change came out.
Just under 9,000.
Just under 9,000 positive. But what I continue to stress and is look at the data that is available to us all. I think there was an article the other day about a hospital that was at capacity and it was being shared everywhere. But the reality was, when you look at the data that the county's giving, there is capacity in our hospital system. There is, so I think a lot of this stuff creates anxiety, creates fear, but I think we got to keep delving into the nitty-gritty when it comes to the data being released by the county every single day, and they're doing a really good job at that. I mean, just yesterday there were more people released from the hospital that they have recovered from the coronavirus than were in intake. So that is so important that we continue seeing that. And we continue being safe. But bottom line, continue wearing your mask. I think we all know, we're standing right here. We know that if Lindsay has her mask, the manager has her mask, I have my mask, it is almost impossible for us to transmit the coronavirus to each other. So continue doing that. Continue wearing your mask, because we know it's so important. And just remember, especially our seniors, specifically our seniors, because we saw those stats, 0.6% of the American population lives in long-term care facilities. Yet, they represent 43% of COVID deaths here in the United States. We got to make sure we continue taking care of our seniors, protecting them, because they are the most population. We got to make sure our entire society is taken care of. Anything else you wanted to chime in with, Mr. Manager?
No, I just wanted to just remind everybody and piggyback on what the mayor was saying, is that the mask is so important. If us as a society had gone to the mandatory wearing of mask earlier, we could have even flattened the curve even more, because today there was an interview of the county mayor that was on CNN, and he was stating that the county, in conjunction with the University of Miami, did a testing series for antibodies, and extrapolating the numbers from the number of people that they tested, there could have been at least 200,000 people in Dade County that had positive antibodies. So that means that there are so many people that had the disease but never really had a symptom, never sought help, never went to the hospital. So for around today, that may have the disease, but just are not demonstrating symptoms. So until we get past this, it's so important to wear your mask and making sure, regardless of how you feel, many people, especially the younger ones, they think they're bulletproof, they think they can't get the disease, but the worst thing again is the ability to transmit that disease to our older family, our older neighbors, the people who are most vulnerable that this disease really could be catastrophic against.
Thank you, Ed. Lindsay, any closing remarks that you want to tell our community on Mental Health Friday?
Just to reinstate what everyone's been saying, just follow the CDC. All in this together. I know we keep saying it and it's becoming cliche, but we really are all in this together. We're all experiencing the effects of the pandemic, and we are here. There's people to help you, and you just got to reach out, and we're going to get through this.
Clara, so anything?
Nope.
No questions. Thank you, Miami Lakers, for tuning in. It means a lot that you guys keep up with us. Call us here at Town Hall, 305-364-6100, 305-364-6100. We are here to help, not only myself, the entire town council, our staff, great volunteers like Lindsay who give back. We are all here for you, and we will get through this together. So take care. Have a great weekend. God bless. And Clara, so have we announced the plans for July 4th for Independence Day yet?
I believe we have. Fireworks are going to be streamed on the town's website, Facebook, and YouTube channel, so stay tuned on July 4th.
At 9 p.m. for the live fireworks show here in the town of Miami Lakes. They will be streamed on our social media channels. Stay tuned to that. We're going to have a special video for you. I believe we're going to have some entertainment too, right? Some music. No, in there? Yeah? Okay. And some cool stuff that our committee is working on. We wanted to make sure that these types of events continue moving forward, because to showcase as much normal places, because what more important than celebrating the birth of our great nation. So take care, Miami Lakers. Stay tuned for that. We'll keep sharing some information on that.